Welcome to Angel Monday. It's the 12th of July in Australia, and I've got some cards out for you and some beautiful messages for the week ahead. So I'm using this week a brand new deck, which I'm really excited to be using, which is the Multi-Dimensional Oracle by Sunny Dawn Johnston. And I'm also using my Old Faithfuls, the Archangel Power Tarot. So let's get started. Just adjusting my camera just a little bit. I'm a bit close. So how are you feeling? Last week we had the moon in Cancer, and I think we're still feeling the shadow of that in a way, or the trail of that, which brought up a lot of emotion. So it could include feeling sad for no reason, feeling really down, feeling tired, having emotion coming up about things that are unresolved for you. And you know, your angels are with you every step of the way. So if you're still feeling that, you know, I'm quite an emotional person, so it really tapped into me yesterday in particular. And I had to really listen into my guidance about how to handle it. Like, do I sit still and do some processing, or do I, you know, is there something else, angels, that you want me to do with this? So I'd like to help you out if you've got some strong emotion coming up, or there's something that's going on for you at this time, but also to give you a little bit of, you know, a bit of comfort, I guess, because, you know, when the planets are doing something like this, it can feel really hefty and as if you're carrying it. But in this case, I think a lot of it was tapping into the collective energy rather than it being personal energy. But of course, when our emotional load becomes heavy, no matter what's caused it, it will bring up those things that you're still carrying or that are unresolved for you, which in a way is a good thing because it helps you to recognize what needs healing. And we never stop healing ourselves. You know, we're living, breathing, spiritual, physical, emotional beings. We're complicated. And if we're learning and growing, we're always going to be hitting those little ceilings, those self-imposed limitations and beliefs, fears. And it's a chance, you know, for you to see what is limiting you. Is it a belief? Is it a thought? Is it an actual physical situation? You know, and to clear it so that you can unlimit yourself, that you can lean into the divine energy and the comfort, the healing, the guidance and protection of your angels. Good morning, Leanne. Hi, Ida. So hopefully you can hear me okay, and my camera feels weird today. I don't know why. I need to do something different. Okay, so if you follow me on Instagram, you would have perhaps seen my live that I did on Thursday. So I'm going to be doing an Instagram live later today at 5 p.m. Australian Sydney time, and then I also do one on a Thursday, which is a check-in. But I used the last one to introduce this new deck of cards, which I think are just perfect. They're perfect timing and they're beautiful cards. So I'm going to use these today, and I might pull a card or two for you guys. Hi, Marie. Welcome. So tell me, did you feel the influence of that highly emotional, sensitive energy that came out from this moon in Cancer over the last few days? And are you feeling it shifting now? Are you feeling that change in some way for you? Yes, no. So I make no excuses for it. I'm a very sensitive person, and I'm also a very intuitive, obviously psychic, but I'm also extremely emotional, and I've always been that way my whole life. And you know, when I was younger, it was something that I felt like I had to hide, that I had to be ashamed of, even, you know. I can remember when I was a teenager, I started to buy books to help me to sort myself out, to sort my emotions out, to understand myself better. And I bought books like You Can If You Think You Can by Norman Vincent Peale, The Power of Positive Thinking, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, all of those at the time, New Thought authors. And I had a whole stripy bag, you know those stripy bags you used to move house? I had a whole stripy bag full of them. And I can remember a boyfriend, I'd been with him a little while, saying to me, oh, what's wrong with you that you've got all of these self-help books? Like, there must be something wrong with you. And I remember feeling so ashamed and sad and kind of a bit criticized and judged as well. But, you know, as I was to grow older, like coming into my 30s, is when I fully awakened to my gifts, and also the angels came into my life, and I started my spiritual healing business. And so, looking in retrospect, my emotional energy, I'm sure like yours, is connected to my strong intuition. It's connected to my ability to connect with angels, because they very much use your feelings. And also all of that work I did on myself, all of those books I read, I ate them up. I loved them so much, contributed to the life that I lead now. So, I can let go of that shame now, and I'm not ashamed of being that. But I know that many, many people do feel that way, ashamed of being sensitive, ashamed of being spiritual or interested in spiritual things. I'm working with my angel communication group at the moment on the 6-week program, and it's something that comes up for people. Is we talk about it, of the loved ones, the neighbors, the friends, the acquaintances who fear angels and spirituality and see it as something negative, and how that can cause you as an individual to close down or feel ashamed or try to close off those psychic channels. So there's nothing wrong with being an emotional person, and it actually helps you to release, if you're okay with being emotional, that when something comes up or your energy needs clearing, you have a good cry, and you can let it go. You can move through it rather than it turning into a big block inside of you. Hi Natalie. Hi Francis. So this week we're going to be working with Archangel Michael again, because he is my favorite archangel to work with. You probably know by now. And he is the angel to call on if ever you feel like you need some urgent guidance, you need some emergency help, you feel vulnerable, you need protection, or you're looking for your life purpose, you're trying to find a way forward, So Archangel Michael has very loud, clear guidance, and he can cut through that mental fog and that sort of resistance that our ego puts up about receiving guidance from the angels and from the intuition. Because the ego has control issues. The ego wants to tell you what to do. It's your fear mind. And that can cause you to put up a barrier against the angels and their guidance. And you need the angels in your life. You need that help. It's been assigned to you from the moment that you decided to become a physical being and have a physical life. And I always say, not asking your angels for help is a little bit like trying to live your life with one hand tied behind your back. You could get things done. You could certainly do stuff. You'll probably still survive and still make things happen. But wouldn't it be easier to use what God gave you, right? So in this case, it's the angels. It's your archangels, your guardian angels, who have been with you from that moment that you decided to come, and will stay with you way beyond when you cross over to the other side. And they are your assigned helpers. They're there to protect you, guide you, show you what your current life lesson is, what you're supposed to be learning, so that you can move on from your challenges and the tough times. And will also, protect you against lower energies than anything that would harm you or bring you down. So it's important to be tuned into them. I don't really know. I've been doing this for 18 years, but angels have been in my life for around that 20 years, really. When I look back over the last 20 years, I don't know what I would have done, how different a life I would have led without knowing about my angels and being able to ask for their help with everything that I do. So hi Kimberly, hi Kim. Sure, I will get to some pulling cards individually for you in a moment. I'm just going to do the cards for everyone first. So I'm going to pull a card for everybody that is the guidance for the week ahead, which is what I do every Monday. So Natalie says, getting things done with 3 babies at my feet. Yeah, that would be a little bit like having an arm tied behind your back, and maybe a leg as well. Help me, angels. Yeah, ask the baby angels to help you. Hi, Lisa. glad you're here too. Hi Cheryl, lovely to see you. I didn't give you a heads up, but it's 11 a.m. every Monday, Sydney, Australia time. So by now people know. Okay, so Archangel Michael, what guidance do you have for us this week? Guidance that is for the highest good of everyone who's tuning in and will tune in later, to help us through this current energy, to help us to progress on our spiritual path and also progress with our physical dreams and goals and overcome challenges. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for working through me and with me for the highest good of all, bringing through a clear, meaningful message. And thank you for bringing your guidance and protection to everybody who is here. And I'm just seeing Archangel Michael putting a beautiful purple light over everyone as a protection, energy protection, which you can accept or not for the day ahead. So I've got my protection around me too. So if we don't ask our angels for help, they won't intervene unless we ask. So it's important to ask and be specific, you know, if it's help with babies, we help with looking after 3 babies, then you know, they can step in, they can send you someone, they could send you help, or they might just sing the babies to sleep, something like that. Okay, thank you, Archangel Michael. Ooh, I do like a big week, I do. Now we're also going to pull a card from this gorgeous new deck by Sunny Dawn Johnston. I don't know if you were around at the end of last year. Sunny Dawn Johnston is an amazing psychic and she's an author, and she just created some new cards. And she does a yearly event called World Angel Day, and she invited me to speak at it, and it was such an honor. Beautiful day. Online, of course, because of world events. But it was amazing, and so now she's just sent me a deck of her cards to use, which is awesome. So, Archangel Michael, what message do you have from the multi-dimensional cards? Nice. Okay, let's get started. So the first angel to come up now, isn't this is a synchronicity for me, because I could feel Archangel Raphael's energy step in a little bit earlier when I called on Archangel Michael. So the two usually work together. Now, Raphael is the healing angel. Now, he wants me to remind you that he doesn't only heal your physical body, he heals you on an emotional level as well. So if you have been feeling like things have been really tough, really emotionally heavy in the last week, and you might even be feeling it today. It shifted for me last night, but it was so heavy yesterday. Sunday. So Raphael is stepping in here. Now we've got the King of Raphael, which is about trusting your angels, really opening and trusting to the guidance that you're receiving at this time. The message is, it is safe for you to lean on us, your guardian angels and the archangels who surround you. That stop trying to do everything by yourself, and that sense of being overly independent, and also if you're really struggling with something, you've got no idea how to figure it out, the Archangel Raphael is saying to you, surrender it. Say, here it is, angels, show me what my options are, show me a different way to look at this, show me how to deal with it. And when you fully surrender it and stop trying to wrestle it all by yourself, the angels can more fully step in. So surrender is important at this time. You know, sometimes you can feel like you're caught in a cobweb and you're trying to get forward, or you're trying to run up an escalator the wrong way. You know, you're trying to run up and it's going down and you just are never getting anywhere. If you feel like you're hitting lots of blocks and obstacles, harsh energy, heavy energy, then just stop and surrender to it. Doesn't mean give up. Give it to the divine and say, angels, show me a better way. And I promise you it will happen. Now, getting into details here, we've got the King of Raphael that's asking you to do that and is telling you you can still succeed. And this one is really addressing the emotional energy. So the Two of Raphael, now this can be about relationships. It can be about your longing for more love, more connection friendship, love, romance, family. It's talking about that and being able to connect with others on a heart level where there is no ego obstacle in the way. Yes, Archangel Raphael does help with healing finances. Fatima, that's a good question. And I'll talk about that in a second because we're doing a workshop on healing your finances next week, in fact, with the angels. So this one is about not giving up on love, harmony, and peace in your relationships, and asking Archangel Raphael to help you intervene. Now, because Raphael is the healing angel, you may not know this. Raphael helps us to heal physically and emotionally and also mentally, our thoughts, right? Because our thoughts are big trouble causers, especially in relationships, right? Resentment, imagining the worst, suspicion, carrying old relationship problems with you into new relationships. Raphael can help you with that and helping you with relationships. But also, Raphael will help you with your actual heart, physically, and your energetic heart. Now, if you are a healer as well, or if you're a person that just loves to help people, you don't have to officially call yourself a healer, then your hand chakras will sometimes activate. Does anyone here get that? Sometimes you're around someone who's emotionally upset or sad or ill, or an animal, and your hands will start to heat up or tingle. Now, your hand chakras are connected to your heart chakra. It's part of the same energy center. So keeping that heart open. Now, sometimes as emotional empaths, you sometimes soak up the pain of the world. Maybe, you're a massage therapist, or you tap someone on the back or give them a cuddle when they're not happy. And you can soak up some of that energy. Now, I don't want you to stop being a kind, compassionate, loving, and touching people because, God knows we need people like that in the world. But you also have to remember sometimes to detox the energy, the emotional energy of other people from your system. It's so important because that will bog you down and block you. It'll block you emotionally, financially, psychically, intuitively, in every single way if your system is blocked up with outside energy. Now remember, the angels were talking about the collective consciousness, collective sadness, pain, being part of the heaviness that we were feeling last week towards the end of the week. So is it time for you to do a clearing so that you are free of outside energies? And then you can be clear to work out the stuff that's important to you. So emotional healing and healing for relationships. The guidance card, a major arcana card, this is Archangel Jeremiah, who is also a healing angel, by the way. Very often we don't talk about Jeremiah, but he's an important one. Now, he's showing you that whatever has felt stuck for a while is now starting to move forward. So you see, instead of going the escalator going the wrong way when you're trying to run up it, it's going to help you. You're going to move with it. So there's the end of delays, the possibly even a new direction, a new idea, some inspiration coming in that's going to help you with success and happiness and love in your life. So it's about, with this one, it's about how can you contribute that positive energy to get the wheel moving in the right direction again. When we get as Wayne Dyer called it, green lights, when you find the parking space, you get the green light, you see all the synchronistic signs, the 111 and the 444. You know that the universe is working with you, you're in alignment with the angels and with all that divine energy. So I would say, a little bit of guidance here is we've got the angel hovering over the wheel. Archangel Jeremiah is the angel of coming to a new realization about your life. It's not necessarily changing direction, but it's like, do I have to keep doing the hard stuff? Do I have to keep putting my energy into things that aren't giving me energy back? Do I have to, make things a little bit harder for myself? Do I need to rethink the way I'm doing things? So Jeremiah helps you to figure out what you need to get rid of and what you need to move forward. He's also a bit of a clutter clearing angel as well. And the outcome I love it on so many levels. This is the Empress, Archangel Gabrielle. Hi, Susan. Hi, Suzanne. So Archangel Gabrielle, this is the outcome when you follow the guidance. Here is saying to you, like, it's just time to get on with your purpose. This is creativity, but it's also about abundance coming in. So do you remember a couple of weeks ago, we had a reading where they were saying, you know, just focus. Get rid of anything that is trying to distract you and pull you away off course, and just focus on what matters, what's important. You know, there's lots of things we'd like to do, but we've only got a few things we really love to do, our main priorities. And I feel like there's a bit of this here, but it's good news. It's really letting you know that it's like your spark is coming back. Abundance is coming in. You get creative. And it's all aligned with the divine feminine. So we've got some powerful archangels working with us here. You know, the divine feminine is around being receptive, working with intuition, going with the flow, not that old, you know, toxic way of living, which is kind of force things to happen, you know, work against the flow, go against nature. You know, that's kind of toxic, isn't it? It doesn't work. That kind of, that control energy, it's ego. And now we're coming back into the divine feminine, all of us collectively. We're coming into this realization, okay, God, we've got to work with nature. We've got to be tuned into our intuition. We can't rely on, you know, logic, pushing, forcing, and the energy of ego all the time. We have to start getting in tune with ourselves, with the divine, with our guides. And this is really what this is showing. It's like there's an easier way of doing things, and it will fulfill your energy rather than drain it. Okay, so what's draining you at the moment? What do you need to let go of that is draining you? Now, this card came from the multi-dimensional deck by Sunny Dawn Johnston, and this is the card of peace. Now, what a card. This whole deck is full of symbols, animal messengers, signs, and you've got the peace symbol here. You see how my camera is a bit off center today? Okay. There we go, that's better. Look at that, and it's the beautiful gold and the violet colors, which are very much associated with Archangel Michael. You've got a tiny rainbow here. This, I feel, is more than just a personal message. This is a message that is for the collective. It's like there's been so much that we've handled, that we've put up with, that we've moved through in the last couple of years, the last year in particular. And I think a lot of people have lost hope. I think a lot of people have kind of gotten worn down by it and have bought into the fear and bought into worst case scenarios, otherwise known as some conspiracy theories. And this is saying to you, focus only on peace, if peace is what you want to create. So don't visualize the horrible things happening. Don't give attention to anybody that predicts awful things. Focus on your own life, on creating the abundance and the peace, and being aligned with the source of all peace, which is the divine. God, the universe, your word works. And the angels are messengers from that source. They are your personal guides, the most trustworthy, the most loving, and they carry peace with them. That is their signature. You know, if the angels give you guidance, it always comes with a sense of peace. It's not frantic, stressful, you know, gets anxiety inducing. It's peaceful. So it's time for you to start to cut off from anything that influences you feeling not peace, and start to use your mind to create peace in your own life, but also in the world, because what is you create a ripple effect out into the world. You know, have you noticed that, you know, we all know that our thoughts create our expectations. We know what we visualize becomes the truth for us. We know how important that is. We've been taught it over and over again. And yet, in the last sort of 12 months, it's like that got thrown out of the window, and so many spiritual teachers started talking about awful things, terrible things, and casting a kind of a spell of negativity out into the world, Well, I can feel, and I've known this all along, but I can feel it now, that the angels, the divine, the guides, the masters of light are all helping us now to come back to that, to come back to peace, to come back to remembering our thoughts create our experience. So individually in your own life and collectively. Yeah, it is a stunning card, isn't it, Susan? Hi, Dee. Hi, Natalie. The baby angel. Yes, that's right. Natalie. Archangel Gabrielle is the baby angel. Yes, so anyone who's having a baby, you can call on Archangel Gabrielle if you want fertility, and if you need help with babies, if you're looking after babies, you can call on Archangel Gabrielle. So, you know, it's a card about fertility, new beginnings, birth, rebirth, you know. So whether you're giving birth to a baby, or you're giving birth to a business, or you're giving birth to new finances, or a new relationship, or a book, you can call on Gabrielle for help with that. So I love those cards, and I'm going to look, put them up on stories a bit later so you can have a closer look at them. And let's see who's online. So we've got Fatima. Will be more heart-centered in my life and surrender my fears and doubts to the divine creator. That's right. That's beautiful, Fatima. So, you know, it's very easy to get sucked into fear. And this is something else we talk about in the angel communication program, is like how fear and doubt can kind of swamp you, and you can forget, you know, it's like temporary amnesia, where you just go, I forgot all about that my thoughts create my experience. I forgot I had angels that I could ask for help. I forgot about surrendering. I forgot about saying affirmations. But your angels are there to help you with that. So fear and doubt doesn't mean that there is something wrong with you, or there is definitely something bad going to happen. Fear and doubt is just a condition of being human. We all have them. We all have fears and doubts. What really matters is what you do about them. What you do about them. And not letting them ruin your life, you know, take you off path. So if you would like a card pulled, just a couple of rules. You need to ask a question. You know, think about, you've got a divine angel appearing in front of you, and the angel appears for a couple of minutes and says, what can I help you with? And you say, oh, just anything. Like, you wouldn't, would you? You wouldn't waste that time. You would be very clear and specific about what you want the angels to help you with. So I don't want to squander my gifts just going, oh yeah, whatever. I want to be intentional about everything, and I think it's a really great lesson for everyone. If you have a deck of cards at home, call on the angels as your guide and ask a specific question, because otherwise, you know, what does it mean? it's, you know, it could be anything. Reading the new, yes, Serena and Sage Dyer book. It's so awesome, isn't it? I loved that book so much. And I can feel Dr. Wayne Dyer speaking through it, and I can, you know, it's a beautiful, beautiful energy. Okay, Susan, are we on the right path with the changes we are making at home? So angels, what guidance do you have for Susan about her changes at home? I'm going to use the Archangel Michael deck here, you know. And Archangel Michael, what guidance do you have? Oh, okay. Do you know, this is such a stunning card, Susan Baxter, this is for. So first up, you can see Archangel Michael, and he's carrying a lamb, and this is asking you, the actual words say, be gentle with yourself. So whenever we make changes in our life, especially if they're like physical changes, there's a lot of stress that comes in, and this is what he's saying to you, like, go gently, go easily, choose the path of least resistance, make it as peaceful as possible. So here I feel like you are doing the right thing. It's something that you've got to keep your mind focused on the goal. But I feel like anything that seems like a headache, or seems like it's too much at this time, you should probably set aside. So there's something here about timing and about stress levels. So maybe there is a way for you having what you want in a simple, easy way for everyone concerned. And maybe now is the time to surrender and ask for that. You're on the right path using I always have a problem with this. Ho'oponopono. I love that. The Hawaiian forgiveness prayer. So there's something else coming for you, Natalie, wink wink, that is going to help you with what you're doing right now. So all right, what does Natalie need to know about this situation? So Archangel Michael, look at this, King of Michael. There is a sense of needing to do something practical as well as doing something on the spiritual level. So whilst you're backing it up with the spiritual work, it feels like you need to set your boundaries and do something in the physical realm as well, Natalie. So this one, you know, it's like sometimes we've got to communicate, sometimes we've got to stand our ground, create a boundary. It's Archangel Michael is standing with his arms folded, you know, on a path, protecting his castle. There's no energy allowed in if it's not in integrity, right? So, yeah. So sometimes I'm noticing everyone's asking if they're on the right track. Hope, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Now, angel readings are prescriptive, not predictive. So a prescriptive reading is that the angels will give you guidance about what you can do to manifest something, to create something, for your dream to come true. And a predictive reading would be, this is going to happen then, that is going to happen. You know, this isn't going to happen, this is going to happen. That's a completely different kind of reading. So angel readings are guidance oriented. So I'm not, it's better to say, angels, how can I manifest this situation into my life rather than how long do I have to wait? Kimberly, I've received a lot of positive information this weekend. Am I on the right track in my thoughts in regards to my home? Angels, what guidance does Kimberly need in order to create what she wants with her home? That's the question I'm asking. Okay, so two cards. One is that you need to meditate. You need to have some quiet time, let the information process and absorb, and then you're going to get insights. So definitely relief from stress. Avoid kind of more in adding more energy into this. Just have a little quiet retreat, you know, whether it's an hour long or half a day, whatever you can manage. The other card is the Queen of Raphael. Now she is the queen, the homemaker. She is the queen of making a beautiful home, of having that sense of belonging and trusting your own intuition. So my question for you would be, any of you who are asking, am I on the right track, is what do you need to do to trust your own intuition? So I'd love people to ask me a question. Actual, you know, what guidance do the angels have for me about this or that, or home, relationship, love, what Fred is going to do, you know, just ask me for a question. Fatima would like some guidance about finances. Okay. Beautiful. Your ship is coming in, Fatima. So this card is the Three of Gabrielle. It's about prosperity coming to you. You know, there's a ship and there's a woman waiting on the harbour. And it's saying, if you can get excited, get optimistic, be visualize, act as if it has already arrived. It doesn't mean go out and spend it, but you know, what are you going to do when it comes? What are you going to do when this money comes? So maybe you can go out and buy, you know, this is just an example. I'm not saying you should do this, but if I was waiting on money, a couple of years ago, I was waiting for a refund from a cruise that I booked, and it was taking ages and ages, last year actually, ages and ages, and it just felt like they weren't answering my emails. So I started to visualize that money back in my bank account. And then I thought about, okay, what am I going to do with that money when it comes in? You know, what am I going to do when it comes in? I'll celebrate. I'll, you know, I'm not a champagne drinker, but, you know, something along those lines. So I bought myself a beautiful mug that I would have a special celebratory cup of tea in when I got my money. And sure enough, a few days later, after months and months of waiting, it appeared. So do something to show faith, you know. I'd love everybody here to get the energy of, rather than feeling like you're waiting for the universe to drop things at you, that you are a helpless passenger on the canoe of life, floating down a river with no oars. And whether you know, love, money, abundance, your house, all of those things are just luck or destiny, that to recognize that you are an important co-creator on this journey. And if you have to get the energy right, you have to make space, you have to be receptive, you have to create faith, even if you feel like you have none, and keep pushing away. You know, imagine you're in a electronic, what do they call it, a game, you know, where you're pushing, you're just batting off all of the bullets that come your way. You're not letting them come near you, and you keep your vibration high to receive. So Natalie says, I thought I would need to speak up. Yeah, so it's telling you to speak up. So Elizabeth, I've just moved into this lockdown and would love a card. So remember, the angel readings are about guidance, which is exciting. I'd much rather have guidance than be told what's going to happen, right? I want to feel in control of my life. Okay. So the Four of Raphael is asking you to be aware of your emotions, Elizabeth. It's about watching that you don't go into a negative space, making sure that you are giving yourself space and time, and still counting your blessings, still focusing on the magic of life. Even, you know, lockdown is pretty depressing, isn't it? It's really tough. And, you know, even the thought of it is just like, oh gosh, this again. And it's so restrictive. But I think that's why so many people were very, you know, there was so much anxiety and other things that have come up. So now we've got to, what the angels are saying to you, know that the universe still has your back. The angels are still working with you. There's still magic available to you. Even if you feel limited, there are unlimited possibilities. So focus on that. Focus on your blessings, and just be careful of your emotions. Like, express them if you need to, write them down, do some clearing. There's a free meditation on my website, on the free angel library, and you can go there and pick a meditation. Just ask the angels to clear your energy so that you can still make progress even though you're in lockdown. And I hope it's over soon. I really do. I'm in mid-north coast of New South Wales, so we're not in lockdown. Blessed be. Yeah, time to relax, let go, and allow things to fall naturally into place. So Hope, you didn't ask me another question, Hope? Just going through all of the beautiful comments. So one last card, Cheryl. Please help. Any guidance appreciated. Am I on the right path in clearing old bad energy from a quite recent narcissistic ex-partner? So one thing I would say, Cheryl, is to clear out of your home anything that reminds you of that person. So I'm sorry that you went through that experience, but you're out, and congratulations. So, you know, if you've got, you know, when I can remember relationships I've left, and this has come up in sessions with people too, is that, you know, sometimes we hold on to things because they're worth money, or, you know, like, why should I get rid of that? But it's something that reminds you of that person. Maybe it's a mug that they gave you, or I'm into mugs today, aren't I? Or a vase, or a photograph, or it's your wedding ring, or, you know, things like that. And, you know, remember that whatever you let go of will be replaced by something better. So it's okay to let go of things that energetically pull your energy into remembering that person and that situation and the pain that you went through. So also you can clear your house as well, Cheryl, and remove any objects at all. And if you don't want to let them go yet, just put them in a box in the garage, out of your emotional, physical line of vision, and you can't energetically connect into that. So the angels are congratulating you for making such a big decision, and now you're detoxing. So that's your focus, is detoxing. Now you've got the 8 of Gabrielle. Feels like you're flying high. You're doing all of the stuff. Just keep going, and also have plenty of breaks so that you're not just constantly focused on that. You know, you need to top up your energy, do some soul nourishing activities as well. Ask for Archangel Gabrielle's help. Well done. Massive, important lesson. And, you know, when you're clear, you'll be able to say, okay, I've learned the lesson. I've kept only the blessings and the wisdom, and I can let go with love, you know, and forgive yourself. So Kim, you said lots going on with motivation and feelings with your current job, not feeling passionate about it. Is this a passing phase, or does the universe want me to look for something else to get me excited and happy? Whew. Okay. So you've got Archangel Raphael with you, and I feel like that you need to do some grounding, and you just need to do a little bit of healing and on yourself. I feel like there are other things outside of your job that that you could be doing to work on your happiness and your sense of motivation. So at the moment, it feels like you just need to ground yourself, surrender, and try to avoid being into a state of reaction. I feel like there's something else coming down the track, but the angels are really talking about you getting yourself centered and ready for it, rather than just sort of, you know, wanting to change, and you might find yourself in the same situation in another 6 months. So work on you. Yeah. Okay, lots and lots of love, and I'm angel blessings. That's all I can do for today. Remember that I do private readings, and you can go over to my website and book a half-hour or a 1-hour private and personal reading with me. They're highly accurate, very powerful, and I can more easily focus on your situation if you book one of those. Also, remember that next Friday we're doing the money creation workshop with Archangel Ariel. So that's a Zoom event, live, and also a replay. So if you book in for that, it's 47 Australian dollars for your ticket, and you will, which is about 35 US, you will get a 90-minute live event where I'm going to teach you how to clear your money blocks, release anything that's in the way of you manifesting abundance, and also teach you how to do that, how to call in greater abundance and finances. It's something that we really need right now. Working with Archangel Raphael, Archangel Ariel, Archangel Michael at that workshop. And you know, if you can't make it live, you will receive the replay anyway, so you can watch the replay. Very powerful. We do a guided healing and meditation during that session. So sending you lots of love. Thank you for being here. Have a great week.